𝑚𝒂𝒆𝒏 Resort is actually my mom's vision, but she has a really cool story where she basically bootstrapped her way to success. She had a vision to own a resort, and she went to the bank, and the banks were like, "You want to build a resort by the airport? No beachfront?" So she went to like 6 different banks, and they all turned her down. So she was renting golf carts at the time, and she basically took $50, bought nails, took $50, bought wood, took those $50 and gave it to a guy named Tom, and he was building it up. So we had built the resort one by one, basically. So there's 7 villas, total of 11 rooms now, but 15 years ago, there was just one villa.
Just tell me a little more about yourself, how you got into your business, and then a little more about your business.
So I'm Natajia. I am a second-generation business owner. So 𝒏𝒆𝒏 Resort is actually my mom's vision, but she has a really cool story where she basically bootstrapped her way to success. She had a vision to own a resort, and she went to the bank, and the banks were like, "You want to build a resort by the airport? No beachfront?" So she went to like 6 different banks, and they all turned her down. So she was renting golf carts at the time, and she basically took $50, bought nails, took $50, bought wood, took those $50 and gave it to a guy named Tom, and he was building it up. So we had built the resort one by one, basically. So there's 7 villas, total of 11 rooms now, but 15 years ago, there was just one villa. And the pool is only 5 years old. The cafe is only 3 years old. So it's been a work in progress for a while. But yeah, so that's pretty much how I got into this. I worked also in China and Dubai. Basically, unbeknownst to me, God was preparing me for this role, you know? So I got my MBA in Georgia, did my undergrad in business in Miami, spent 3 years in Dubai, 2 years in China, and then my mom was like, "Natajia." And at the same time, the hotel, I was working at a Hyatt in China, and they were like, "Natajia, please stay. We'll double your salary. We'll give you these incentives." So it was like money or mama, you know? And then I chose mama, thank God, because less than 2 months later, COVID broke out. So I would have been stuck in COVID. That's a little bit about the story of my life.
That is absolutely astonishing. The natural flow of things, how you were aligned with your future without even knowing what you were being prepared for first. Having that legacy to keep. I think that's amazing to be second generation resort owner. I absolutely believe in working smart. But when you see the passion and hard work that someone puts into bootstrapping something from just land to being a full resort to where you have transportation, rest amenities, activities. And I think it's wonderful that you chose legacy over salary, because what I've noticed is that a lot of people, they don't keep up the legacy, and then they end up wishing they had something that they can call their own. And it's very inspiring. What would you like to highlight about your resort that you think people who would be interested in visiting would need to know?
Thank you. Great question. I sincerely appreciate it. I think that a few things are important for people to note. If you are a person that's like, "I need to party, I want to go to the casino every night, and I want to get wasted," there are places that I can recommend, because we also have a travel concierge company. But this is a place for people who are, you know, you're busy in your day-to-day life. You got like your business to run, or you're like a CEO or busy going all the time. And what you need is an unplug. What you need is a disconnect. That is what not only this resort, but this island is about. So the Bahamas is made of 700 islands. If you want to be in Party City, you should go to Nassau. That's where you'll find the Atlantis and Bahamas, casinos, nightclubs, all the things. If you want to come to a place where you can find peace, where you can find tranquility, where you can create real connections with people, then that's when I would recommend coming to 𝐶𝐸𝐴𝐿, because the name 𝒏𝒆𝒏 is not by accident or coincidence. And we want you to feel like you're getting a big hug. You know, you're stressed out, you're recently divorced, you're going through something, you're overworked, you're burnt out. This is the place where you come, and then it's not just like you're a guest in Villa A. You are, Ken, did you go on your tour yesterday, Ken? How's that, Ken? It's your birthday. Cat, let me get you a cake, Cat. You know, like, so you're gonna be able to make real connections, because it's a boutique resort, right? So there's only 20 people max on property at a time, which means you know the waitress, her name is D, and you know Dexy, and you know everybody by name. And when you come back the second year for the tranquility or the relaxation, you're coming back for the amazing connections you made with the people that you met during your previous stay. So it's all about relaxation, unplugging, and connecting.
That's absolutely amazing. It offers a higher level of luxury in my experience, because it's not just resort, it's retreat. It literally is unplugging from the day-to-day rigmarole, and you're recharging, you're refilling, you feel the connection, you feel the love. I love that you said embrace, you don't feel like a number. You are identified as a person. You're going to be remembered. When you return, you're going to experience a reunion. You know, you're going to be welcomed. And I love that you said the Embrace Resort, it represents getting just a big warm hug. And that makes me feel at home, because I like to build relationships as a frequent resort goer and retreat goer. People definitely, if you like that boutique, quiet, getaway, refresh, you know, soak up the sun. So this is definitely the retreat for you. So I did want to ask you too, what are some things or activities that people can expect to experience at the Embrace Retreat in Stanley Cat?
So there are some things that are a part of your retreat package, which is all about wellness. Like, for example, this wonderful lady, this amazing sauce human being, Ken, she is going to be doing an amazing beach meditation. That is going to be just a perfect marriage of an amazing person to lead that, in addition to an amazing backdrop. So I think that when you put those two things together, Ken and guiding people into that meditative space, and the sound of the ocean behind you, the hue of the different colors of blue, the powdery white sand, like it's just going to be an explosion of peace. So I'm definitely excited about that. The second thing that I'm really excited about is Bahamas is a big tea culture place. So we are all about like bush medicine and bush tea, but we actually have somebody that's coming in that's a specialist. So I know that you can use like avocado leaf and mango leaf from my grandma, but this lady literally studied the stuff. And she knows exactly how to mix different teas together, how to blend teas. And then when you do that tea ceremony exercise, you're going to leave with your own tea that you made yourself. And then other than that, just the sessions that we're going to have, we're going to put everybody in the right mind space to be present at the event, because it's about wellness. We know entrepreneurs will work 60 hours a week. Like, we quit the 9 to 5 because they're like, I don't want to work so hard. And then you come to be an entrepreneur and it's like, it's an 80-hour week now. I'm supposed to be leaving at 5 and it's 10 p.m. and I'm still on my laptop. I don't even remember what day it is, because I just put all the days together because I'm so overworked and my to-do list looks never ending. So it's for that person to really stop, to really pause and just take in the beauty of life. And the beauty of life is, it's an internal thing that you're going to be doing. You're going to be looking within, but being in an atmosphere that is peaceful is going to just help that to even accelerate everybody's ability to be more in tune with who they are and at peace with who they are, to lay the foundation for an amazing 2025. There's also some fun stuff. The Exuma Keys is known for the swimming pigs, first of all. It's an entire thing. The pigs are the highlight of the entire country, actually. They are the celebrities of the Bahamas. So that is just 5 minutes away from Embrace Resort. There is snorkeling in the Thunderball Grotto. It's called Thunderball Grotto because that's actually where 007 Thunderball was filmed. Splash was also filmed there. That one LL Cool J movie, Into the Deep, was filmed there. Pirates of the Caribbean, I can't remember which one, was filmed there. So that's a really cool spot to snorkel. Really beautiful, lots of fish and beautiful coral inside. There's also a sandbar. So when you talk about like Zen, this is a bar of sand in the ocean. It literally comes up during the low tide and it hides during the high tide. It's a really beautiful, magical experience just to be there in like a beach in the middle of the ocean that people love. We have sharks that you can swim with. So if you're a person that's down for the adventure, you can definitely enjoy that. It's at Compass Key Marina. The sharks are nurse sharks. We do not have jaws here. But the nurse sharks, you can swim with them, you can pet them, and you can even kiss them on the head. So that's really cool, and that's in the Exuma Keys. We also have like sunken plains that are really cool to visit. We have indigenous iguanas. They are indigenous, specific to this island only. if you want to get out and explore the island when we have our rest periods during the retreat as well.
Now, not only am I excited to learn about all of the different festivities, the landmarks, the different sightseeing, the tourism, but the sandbar in the middle of the ocean. And I'm absolutely ecstatic, like, to lay my eyes on these wonders. I might even get a little adventurous and swim with the sharks. I love that the Embrace Retreat is not only located in a tranquil, amazing, beautiful, zenful location like the Stanley Cay. You are also cultivating an experience each day where the guests can really immerse themselves into wellness, that unplugging vibe, the community of people who want to have a calming experience. Refresher for the beginning of 2025. The political unrest because of the
elections and everything.
Yeah, the election and embarking on November. It has just been a stressful time. So once we kind of get over this hump, it'll be wonderful to start off Q1 unplugged, relaxed, being able to go into the year recharged and refreshed. I can't wait to touch down in person. So because you have such a wellness focused business, what are some of your personal self-care practices that keep you balanced as a busy entrepreneur and woman in leadership?
Let me be very transparent at first to say, like, this is not something I've been doing for 10 years. This is something that I just recently started. And I have seen the difference between self-care Natajia and just get it done Natajia. And just get it done Natajia had nervous breakdowns. Natajia has cried at her computer screen and had to turn her Zoom camera off. Just get it done Natajia has sat in front of her computer and bawled out at 8 p.m. in her office. She had anxiety attacks at night. She has spiraled. So I know what it is as an entrepreneur to feel like I have to get it done. There's deadlines. And if I don't do it, there's nobody else that can do it. And if I don't do it today, it's just going to pile up because I have more stuff to do tomorrow. And I find that person was actually less productive than the person that said, Natajia, it's 5 o'clock. Do you have 100 things on your to-do list? Yes. Will you or anybody that you love die if you don't do these things? No. So my first step to self-care was actually looking at all the things that I have to do and prioritizing myself over the to-do list. I think that's where a lot of entrepreneurs get tripped up, and not just entrepreneurs, like anybody that's in a fast-paced, like, that type of business. It's just, you have to prioritize yourself. The to-do list does not end. Every day something else is added, and if you use that as your compass to know if you check the box or if you should feel accomplished in something, you'll be on a hamster wheel, always feeling like there's more to do, there's more. And guess what happens after a while? That hamster will crash. So I've had that experience also where I've crashed and then just not been able to do anything. So now fast forward into, I would say, mid-2023, and some of the things that I started to do was, first of all, like, I don't do more than a certain amount of hours per week. It used to be 80 to 100, but I have got it down to where it's like, okay, Natajia, you can pick 1 or 2 days where you're going to stay in this office until 10 p.m. It's not going to be every day. And if you do that, you're going to also have days in your calendar where you get 3 to 4 days off. And one of those days off is my D&D day. My man better not text me. My mom better not text me. Well, just know that I'm not going to answer because you need a mental rest. I've had people that have tried to make me feel bad, like, hey, you have such a cozy job because you sit in a chair all day in the air conditioning. And I'm like, this brain be going all day. I need a mental rest. So I have done D&D days. I'm not even able to allow sound on my phone. That was actually one of my self-care. My phone is always on silent so that I control when I look at it, when I check it. Secondly, like I said, my hours, just trying to cut down my hours. Thirdly, doing a D&D day. And 4, traveling more, because I realized too, so if I'm anywhere on this island, I'm probably working. So I'm off tomorrow, for example, probably going to pop in. I'm going to say I'm going to be here for 10 minutes, be here for 5 hours, I leave the island at least once per quarter for like 2 to 3 days just to be away. I take massages when I go on vacation. I eat what I want. I sleep till never o'clock. I travel to the places I want to go. And then as my day-to-day self-care, I used to think that meditation was BS, girl. I was like, there is no way that my life is going to change by saying a couple of cute words in the morning. That was me. And Tasia started saying a couple cute words in the morning. and it just changes my whole day. I can see my subconscious mind changing because it was always like, no, I have so much to do, and like lacking gratitude. Like it's always like, it's never like, how are you, Natajia? I'm great. It's like, how are you, Natajia? Oh my God, I'm so da-da-da, and I'm so da-da-da. But now just doing the meditation gratitudes, making sure that I prioritize praying in the morning, prioritize making sure that I, breathe, that my affirmations done. It has changed the way I show up at work. Like my team has even told me, like, you don't feel like you have an attitude anymore. I am a big believer in affirmations and meditation now. Like nobody can turn me off from that because I have lived it. Okay. I have not heard about it. I have lived it. And these things definitely are life changing.
So guys, we're going to get right back to this talk. But first, I want to talk to you about the fact that I have had in-depth conversations with over 100 successful entrepreneurs within the last 8 months. And the one common factor between all of these entrepreneurs is that they could use more funding and more revenue and creative solutions to bring more cash flow into their business. Well, I decided to host a masterclass Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can meet up with me where I am teaching entrepreneurs, professionals, and those who want to transition out of their 9 to 5 or whatever type of mundane and boring work that you do in order to do something more fulfilling. I want you to learn how to start, scale, and revive your business fully funded, debt-free. I have pulled together over $100 million in resources, and I'm going to share my findings with you. There are grants, there are sponsorships, there are partnerships, collaborations. I'm glad you all are enjoying this talk with this amazing entrepreneur and getting a lot of gems. We'll get right back to the talk. However, I want to share something amazing with you that I'm doing, and you are cordially invited. On Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, I am hosting masterclasses where you get a guide as well. And we are learning how to fund your venture totally debt-free up to $1 million in funding in 12 weeks or less. We are going to take an in-depth look into where the funding is, what corporations or organizations are giving it away, which industries are making that money. And we're going to specifically work together to fund our ventures. One of my elite business solutions clients challenged me to find her over $1 million in 90 days. And I'm bringing you all along in the process with me because I want to see more than just one person access this money. With all of the success that I have experienced and all of the knowledge that I have gained from these talks with over 100 successful entrepreneurs within the last 8 months, I want to share that information with you, but you have to get in the masterclass and see what the masterclass is all about. You can click the link in the description. You deserve to be able to fully fund your venture and transition out of that boring, mundane job that you don't want to do. You shouldn't have to burn through your cash. You shouldn't have to go into more debt, and you don't have to pull out that second mortgage on your house or sell off the things that you love. There are so many different resources, and I can't wait to share the information with you. So I'll see you in the masterclass. And remember, click the link. And now we're going to return to our talk. Thanks for watching Self-Care Your Way to Success podcast. All right, let's get back to the talk. First of all, thank you for your transparency and just allowing us to take a look into your day-to-day and what personal self-care practices work for you. I can attest to the fact that meditation, affirmation, visualization, breathing exercises, all of those have absolutely given my life a 180. It's not just sitting with your legs folded and your hands up and humming. It literally is quieting your mind. When you are a high value, high impact individual who many people rely on for direction, you have to have a quiet mind at some point during the day because you are constantly creating solutions. You are constantly putting out fires. You are constantly connecting the dots. And I truly believe that the most creative resources, ideas, plans, solutions, they come from a quiet mind. That's when you have the aha moment. And I am sure that our audience for the podcast, the guests who are going to be at the retreat, and us entrepreneurs and people in leadership can absolutely agree that we have all been there before, where we were overworked and thought that constantly being busy was progression. My number one rule that I live by is I cannot pour into everyone else that needs a piece of me if I never refill my cup. It makes me so happy to know that you are taking meditation seriously, that not only are you doing the work, but you are collecting the data, the self-knowledge, so that you can say, who am I in these stressful situations? Who am I in a more peaceful situation? And you can compare and contrast which versions of yourself are bringing the most value. So that's the whole foundation of the Self-Care to Success podcast. I like to influence the audience, entrepreneurs, people who are future entrepreneurs and future business owners, to let them know that we live in a world and a society that makes you think that being constantly busy is success, and you can't be highly impactful if you are stretched thin. At some point, you are going to break down and you're going to crash. Measuring ourselves by comparison or measuring ourselves by this unrealistic standard of perfection.
I'm just gonna agree with you, because if everything that you said is the truth, and like a lot of entrepreneurs can relate to the overworkedness, the tiredness, the always feeling drained. Like, who wakes up drained, bro? Like, why? That doesn't even make sense. And the other people that I know that practice self-care as well have lived it. When you think about some of the most high impact people that people look up to most, a lot of them are going to say the same thing, that if it wasn't for meditation, however they decide to do it, but just taking that time to refill yourself before you give out to others, those are the people that don't crash and burn, that may not commit suicide because they have taken the time to refill their cup. A lot of that suicidal ideation comes from being an empty cup person that's still pouring. Definitely agree that, like, I love just the name of the podcast, Self-Care to Success, because like you said, like people feel like they're busy, so that means they're successful, but it's not. If you're busy, but you wake up every morning like, God, I have to do this again today, I don't think anybody would consider that success. I don't care if forms, however they decide to do it, but just taking that time to refill yourself before you give out to others, those are the people that don't crash and burn, that may not commit suicide because they have taken the time to refill their cup. A lot of that suicidal ideation comes from being an empty cup person that's still pouring. Definitely agree that, like, I love just the name of the podcast, Self-Care to Success, because like you said, like people feel like they're busy, so that means they're successful, but it's not. If you're busy, but you wake up every morning like, God, I have to do this again today, I don't think anybody would consider that success. I don't care if you're a billionaire, waking up to a life that they hate is not a successful person in my eyes. Get off the hamster wheel and self-care to success, guys.
I want to connect that bridge between self-care, success, the balance, and the alignment that we all genuinely need in mind, body, spirit, the community and network that we are a part of, as well as our business endeavors. So there is just this full circle moment that happens when you have that. Saying no is self-care. Setting boundaries is self-care. Being on D&D, like you said, that is self-care. Unplugging, taking back your power, taking back your time. Of course, you are creating impact. You are changing lives. You are helping others. But the one thing about leadership, conversations within my network, other very successful women like yourself, is that women, especially in business, and this is not a knock to men, but us already being nurturers in our nature, we take care of everyone else first. Not only do we take care of everyone else first, we are applauded for that. We base our identity in how much of our power and how much of our care we're giving away. It ends up allowing us to put ourselves last. We're depleted. If you get 10 phone calls a day, 9 out of the 10 are people who have a need that you have to meet. One might be someone who loves you or who cares, because you are in a position where people are looking to you for guidance, leadership, and for their needs to be met. I admire what you do. I'm so excited that you have taken not only your legacy, but your passion and also your own personal life experience, and you are offering, embracing an amazing retreat experience to others who have that same need, where residual impact is created in the world and in society. So I'm so excited to be not only going to be attending the Embrace Retreat in January at Stanley K, but I'm also so excited and honored to be able to share and for us to connect and fellowship. It's very exclusive. Only about 20 people can attend. So that definitely lets people know you need to secure your spot immediately, because the Bahamas is a place that people want to visit and they are going to go fast. So because you are legacy, could you share with us what parts of your mother's vision are you keeping and holding on to as the foundation for the trajectory of Embrace Resort and your other businesses? And then what newness or evolution in the vision for your business are you bringing to modernize your business and the resort?
I'm honored to have you as not only a guest speaker, but a leader in the area of self-care for our retreat. So thank you so much for giving us your yes. I sincerely appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I believe that with mom's foundation, like I said, like Embrace was her idea. So she definitely was looking at having a place where people can unplug, because she was not an entrepreneur. She was an entrepreneur, but she also had like a very go business. There's a yacht club here, and she worked her way up from lady that sweeps the floor to lady managing the whole thing. So she is a person that realized at an early time the importance of unplugging, that you can be in a beautiful space like Stanley Key where there's amazing beaches and the water is 3 shades of blue, but still be a person that's like go and burnt out. So she created Embrace to be like that retreat place that she is very passionate about, having people come there and feel at home and create connection. Come here and really unplug. Truly wake up at 10 a.m. and get a beer and go to the beach and sit on the beach and just watch the waves come in and out for hours. That was her vision for the company, and that we want to continue to carry out. And then also the Bahamianness of the resort. It's all Bahamian based, because another fun fact about Embrace is actually also an acronym for the name of the villas. And all of the villas are named after Bahamian islands. So E for Exuma, M for 𝑀𝒂𝒧𝒧, B for Bimini, R for Ragged Island, A for Andros, C for Cat Island, and E for Eleuthera, which are all islands in the Bahamas. So each villa is designed to pay tribute to that island. So Eleuthera, for example, has pineapple fields. So in there's like a pineapple pillow. The painting is green and yellow. And then Bimini is known for deep sea fishing. So there's like a rod and there's an anchor and there's nets in there. So she was very thoughtful in that she wanted people to come and really feel like they experience the Bahamas when they come to the resort. So the menu at the cafe also has like Bahamian based foods. There's pigs and sharks inside the pool. They're tiles, don't be scared. But yeah, so that was all a part of her vision. You're carrying that out. As for me, I think we talked about how, the path was directed. I lived in Dubai. When you live in Dubai, your standard for excellence is a really high standard for excellence. So being able to have the opportunity to work in Dubai and really see that. So I brought that same energy back here, that level of excellence and premium service. And you've been to many hotels, so I'm sure you can tell, Ken, the ones that care to do that and the ones that just want to get a paycheck at the end of the month. So we have been very intentional about. We have our core value is PEPA is passion, empathy, premium, and authentic. So that is what our team lives by. We are passionate about what we do. We wake up every morning like, Ken is coming today. Ken is celebrating her birthday. We're excited to celebrate our birthday with Ken. We're empathetic. We understand that, you know what? These people, Stanley Key is not a cheap place to come to, They decided to come to Stanley. Premium service all around. If you are going on a tour with us, you will have a premium tour. We're number one on TripAdvisor. We're very premium in everything we do. If you go to the cafe, somebody's going to smile and greet you. The food is going to be amazing. If you go into the resort, the villa will be immaculately clean because we offer that premium service. And then authenticity, meaning like I'm not in uniform, for example. That doesn't mean none of my team is, but Even if we're in uniform, if you want to wear like a colorful thing on your crock, we're not going to tell you don't do it because we want you to bring yourself to work. We don't want you to, you're not going to come to Embrace and somebody's like, hey, good afternoon, Miss Ken. How are you today? No, it's so happy you're here. We bring our authentic self because that's the only way to create real connection is to be who you are. So if you have a person that is passionate about being here, that is empathetic with the guests, that offers premium service and is coming as their authentic self, there is, I mean, then you have the sun, sand, and sea to back it up. So that's where I kind of really tried to mold that. As far as innovation, I also have an IT degree, so I'm very AI friendly. So everything that I can automate, I do. So all of the payments and things like that, I've really started to automate. When my mom was here, we didn't even have QuickBooks, guys. She literally like, I came in and I was like, okay, mom, so how many tours did we sell? I don't know. So how much revenue did we? I don't know. So it was a whole story how we went through COVID and everything was just paper. So now we have QuickBooks, guys. So yeah, so that's something that I have been doing. I love finding something that can be more efficient because we want to be more focused on the guest experience than making sure that the payment was made. You know what I mean? So that's my long answer to your short question, Ken.
No, it's insightful. It's wonderful. I love the fact that you gave several pillars for the foundation of just the amazing experience we can expect. The professionalism, the authenticity, the excellence, all of those things I love. But the sand, the sun, and the sea. And then one thing that I do love is delicious food. I did take a look at the menu. When you told me the resort address, I am definitely the type of person to Google things and look around, get on the map. And I was excited about everything that I saw. I expect excellence. And just seeing the genuine nature and the way you speak about the joy that you experience with what you do and working with your team, I know that this is going to be an unmatched experience and that whoever comes is going to want to return again. So I'm so excited about that. Now, is there anything else that you would like to share with us or anything else that you think we need to know? Definitely the date, the time, and all of that about the upcoming retreat and any other things that you want to share or highlight that you think are most important.
Sure thing. So the retreat is going to be January 9th through the 12th. That is a Thursday to a Sunday. The itinerary is jam-packed with amazingness, amazing Bahamian food, amazing Ken and guided meditations on the beach, tea ceremony we talked about. We're going to be talking about going from burnout to success. So I think that it's going to be an amazing experience. Definitely get your ticket. You can go to 𝐷anielKeyVacations.com/retreats to see all of the details about that. But I really do think, and this is aside from, hey guys, give me your money. Like, I honestly think that this can be a very impactful experience. If it wasn't as a premium company, I would not sell it to you. So definitely, if you're interested in it, if you want more information, I am here. I'm not like, I'm a person that can answer the info at email. So if you want to talk more about it, if you have, if you're like, whoa, small island, I have no idea, I can walk you through that whole process. But I am excited to meet you if you do come to be a part of this. This is going to be, like I said, an amazing experience. I am an entrepreneur myself, so I understand. Like I said, I understand what it's like to have a nervous breakdown and be snotty in your office. So if you're that person and you're looking to start 25 off on the right foot, because we know trials and tribulations are going to come, that's business. It's highs, it's lows, it's highs. So I would love to be a part of your journey to start 25 off on a peaceful trip, a peaceful journey. Thank you to Ken for allowing me to be a part of this amazing podcast. Thank you for coming into our circle. I can't wait to do guided meditation with you on the big. That's it.
Well, thank you so much, Natajia Miller. So everyone, we are so excited to end off another episode of Self-Care Your Way to Success with Natajia of Embrace Resort. And until next time.
Take care, guys.